Hey everybody, I'm here to do a video for you guys today. I'm excited to be here to do it for you. I have a question that I wanted to present and give you guys maybe a little bit of insight on, which is a question that I see come up so often, and which was actually a really hard one for me when I was in the early stages of my journey. Toward the beginning, when I was in the middle of the dark night of the soul, this was a question that I kind of at times angrily asked God because I wasn't very happy about the fact that my twin flame had run away from me and that things had not worked out the way that I had hoped or anticipated that they would. I mean, I never expected to even be on the twin flame journey or even meet my twin flame. I didn't even know that they existed at the time. So I was pretty upset, as all of you have been, and I'm sure all of you guys can relate to the fact that I had tasted this experience of another person and the connection that we had, and then to have it kind of ripped away from me was something that was very, very difficult and painful. So the question is, why did you meet your twin flame only to turn around and have them run away from you afterwards? This this experience that we find ourselves on with this other person is such an overwhelming experience. It starts out so amazingly that we expect it to follow that same trajectory. This person oftentimes shows up in our life during a period of time of great change, and maybe we've been, I think it's actually almost every single time. I honestly am trying hard to even remember a period of time where this wasn't the case. The twin flame always seems to show up during a period of time in our life where we're not happy. We may not be absolutely miserable, but we're not really happy. We're not living a fulfilled life. We're not feeling like we're in abundance. We're maybe just kind of plugging along, everything's just kind of like okay. Or we could be in a really like tumultuous, like terrible situation, and that's when our twin flame shows up. But either way, one of the ways that I've explained it is it's kind of like being in the desert for a long period of time and not recognizing that you're in the desert because you've been in the desert for so long. It's all you know. And then you suddenly stumble across this beautiful oasis, and you've been so dehydrated and didn't realize you're even dehydrated, and now you're being offered this beautiful glass of water, and now you know what it's like to have like this refreshed feeling. And then all of a sudden, bam, you're like thrown right back out into the desert again. And now you can really see the difference between what the oasis feels like versus the desert, and you don't want to be there anymore, and you don't know how to get out of it. And so it really does feel like, wow, how could this cruel joke be played on me by the universe? You start having all these experiences and these synchronicities and just these crazy spiritual things that are happening to you. You don't know why. You don't know what it is. You can't even wrap your mind around it. And you start to just kind of spiral down into what we all call the dark night of the soul. Now, we have all gone through this, all of us within this community. Not everyone in the world has experienced this, obviously, but all of us within the twin flame community. And typically, we can only find people within the twin flame community that can understand us because of the fact that nobody's even heard of this stuff in the rest of our world. It is a rare phenomenon for people to experience and to go through. And so finding somebody in your day-to-day life that can relate to this is near impossible. And most of us that have gone through it, even if there is someone that that has gone through it, they're probably being, kind of secret and hush-hush about it, because it's not something that we really usually rush out and try to explain to people. And if we do, those of us that do, we oftentimes get met with, as Camelot Rock would say, Hairy eyeballs, like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? So what's the point of meeting this person, experiencing such a profound connection, only to have it ripped away from us, weeks or months later? Why did they turn around and run? What's the point in all of that? Why does it seem like such a cruel joke? It actually plays a very important role in your awakening process. You meet your twin flame. At the time, you think it's because you're meant to have this amazing romantic relationship with them, because that's how it starts out. But the truth is you meet your twin flame because they're the catalyst that spurs you into a spiritual awakening. That's the purpose of it. That's the point of it. And it typically starts when they run. Now, it feels awful to go through the dark night of the soul. It feels terrible. But the dark night of the soul is an initiation into your true divine self. It's a breakdown of the ego, the false self, the one that you've believed yourself to be, this false identity throughout your life, the one that got you into the desert in the first place, right? The dark night of the soul is there to get you to wake up so that you can leave behind the egoic false identity and step into your truth, your authentic self, the person that you really are, the soul that you really are. And so you transcend what was into the truth of your potential. It's a great gift, and it doesn't feel like it at all. It feels like a curse in the beginning, but I promise you it is a great gift, and it is pushing you in the direction of that. And I hope that for any of you that are in the process of going through the dark night of the soul, that can give you a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. There will come a time where you will look back on that period of time with a fondness, because of the fact that you will see at that point in time the great gift that it's offering you. Oftentimes for change to occur, like, change is oftentimes painful. Not as painful as the dark night of the soul, but it can be very painful. But oftentimes it's through that loss, the closing of one door, that another one opens up. And this is no different. It's just a really, really, really big door is being shut, and a really, really big door is being opened for you. And so it's far more dramatic of an experience. They run from you in order to trigger you into this process. That's the purpose of it. Do they know that that's what they're doing? They don't. They don't recognize it. For them, it's something else, like it's life circumstances or some, belief system that they have. They've got a perspective on it, a story that their mind is telling them. But the truth is, on a spiritual level, this is your spiritual awakening. That's the purpose of this happening to you. Hey guys, I wanted to take the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about our group calls. We have 3 different packages for group calls. You get a lot of one-on-one attention. There's other people in the community, other twin flames that you'll have the opportunity to talk to. And a lot of people who've been on this journey for a long time attend these group calls. So they have a lot of information and a lot of wisdom to share. You'll have myself, Cam, and Brent available on these calls to ask any kinds of questions to as well. And we do talk about a lot of subjects, and so we do lessons within the calls as well to teach you about twin flames, spiritual philosophies, the science behind spirituality, and also the law of attraction and the natural laws that you need to understand in order to be able to manifest the life that you want. So if you are interested in being part of this amazing community that we have, having the opportunity to be able to talk with people who have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, If you've got a lot of questions and you need that, one-on-one guidance, it's a very inexpensive way to get the help and the support that you need. So please, in the description box below, check out our links, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to meet with you and talk with you soon. Take care, guys. And you're going to hear that over and over again in all of the different research that you do to try to find out what it is that's happening to you and why it's happening. All roads are going to keep pointing you inward, and that's the purpose of this journey. This is a place and a point in time in which you're being called upon to heal yourself, to wake up to your truth and to embrace it, even when you don't know what that is yet. And most of us don't. That's part of the pain of it all, is we feel like we're in limbo. We feel like we don't know what's happening. We're extremely confused. But this is a temporary space, a temporary place that you'll be in with that. It will not last forever. And when you get on the other side of it, you will see the value in what it is that you're currently going through right now. So hopefully that sheds a little bit of light on why they run from you. It really truly is because they are your twin, and this is a different kind of a relationship than anything you've ever experienced. It is a spiritual experience, and it is waking you up to that truth. So trust the journey, you guys. It is special, and it's not going to be like anyone else's. For you, it's going to be completely unique. And so if you want a little bit more information on that, we have a lot of specials going on right now. You guys can go to the description box below to see what those are. We have great group coaching where you can ask a lot of questions and get a lot of help and support in the community. Please like and subscribe. Help us to get to as many others that are going through this as possible. We really appreciate your support. And until next time, blessings.